Hi there, Chris here from Fitter Everyday. Today on our 7th video we're going to cover the dreaded burpee. The burpee plays such a huge part in CrossFit, both in the conditioning and the competition side of things, that it's just inexcusable to be doing it inefficiently. What we see a lot of is people just turning up, they survive the movement rather than thinking about something that's progressible and coachable, like a more technical gymnastics movement. The first and probably most common problem we're going to talk about today with the burpee is the snake. So this is where the athlete is totally disengaged in the core as they enter and exit the burpee. And what you'll find is that most of the pressing strength from the upper body is being lost. So this might feel easier for someone who's either unaware of how to do the burpee correctly or maybe not so strong in the core. And suggesting otherwise to them is normally like a slap in the face. But trust me, in the long run, trying to maintain that engagement through the core is going to pay off tenfold. The next mistake we're going to cover is the squat in, squat out. So what you'll see here is Marie is entering and exiting the burpee with close to a full squat. So this might be a good tactic if you're specifically trying to hammer your legs, but otherwise it's just creating a lot more work than what you want to do, and it's just going to make whatever that movement's coupled up with a whole lot harder. So I would have Marie fix this by focusing on entering and exiting the burpee in a quarter squat position and saving some of those that lactic acid in the legs. Moving on, we've got the narrow stance. So if we watch what Marie's doing here, she's coming in, bringing those feet in quite close together, which is causing her to then jump out on her toes. This is often caused by poor flexibility and or poor squat mechanics. So a good fix for this one is actually to go back to the drawing board and get that squat happening and get those that flexibility improved. The other thing to consider here is the lack of transference of movement pattern to other athletic pursuits. There's nothing in this movement here that we would ever coach an athlete to do in any other situation. So if we practice our burpees in this fashion, we're just creating headaches and bad habits that are going to be hard to break later on. Lastly, we're going to have a look at some good reps. So if we break it down, you'll note that the athlete's entering and exiting the burpee in a quarter squat position. We've got total engagement of the core throughout the entire movement. There's no slot whatsoever. We're landing on the heels in a nice athletic position before we jump out. And you'll notice that the hips move out of the bottom of the burpee with the shoulder. So a cue that I like to use is to tell my athletes to imagine that they're being pulled out of the burpee by the back of their shorts. And this is going to stop some of that snaking, hopefully. Hopefully the takeaway from today's video is that regardless of whether you're doing CrossFit as a strength and conditioning program or as a sport, that there's a lot to be gained by improving your burpees. Hopefully there's been something that you've gained or learned from today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.